إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على عبد الله ورسوله نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Arabic with AMAU. In this course, we have a very simple goal that we hope to achieve with the permission of Allah Azza wa Jal. And that is to take each and every student from the very beginning of learning Arabic to the point where they can read and write and speak and communicate in the Arabic language fluently, and the point in which they can access the texts of Islam, the Qur'an and the Sunnah in the original Arabic in which they were revealed and in which they were spoken. And that, no doubt, is an easy goal to describe, and it's a very, very complex goal to achieve. And me, myself, in my experience of teaching Arabic, I've been learning Arabic since probably early 2004. I've been teaching it in one form or another since 2006. So it's been quite a long time of teaching at different levels. I've observed a number of reasons why people struggle to learn the Arabic language, and I've tried my very best, with the permission of Allah and asking Allah's help, to design this course in such a way that it can overcome some of those difficulties. So no doubt it's an easy goal to describe. It's a very complex goal to achieve, but that is what we intend to do, and that is what we hope to do. And that is what we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Hayy, Al-Qayyum, the ever-living, the sustainer of all existence, to make it easy for us to achieve. In this first video, I only want to talk about the importance of the Arabic language, and I want to talk a little bit about my journey in learning Arabic. I think it's a nice place to start. Not everything we have to learn is about verbs and nouns. We can learn a little bit of history, a little bit of importance of the language, and also just to set the scene for why it's important for us to embark on this journey together of learning the Arabic language together. The first thing is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke the Qur'an in a clear Arabic language. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, Inna anzalnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan la'allakum ta'qilun. We have sent down this Qur'an in an Arabic tongue, an Arabic language, so that you may understand. And that shows us that we will not be able to understand the Qur'an until we can understand the Arabic language. And the Arabic language, ultimately, when we access the Qur'an in English, we only get the tiniest amount of benefit. When we access the Qur'an in Arabic, we are listening to the speech of Allah Azza wa Jal directly. And so what we can take from that is so much more, and what we can understand from it is so much more, and the benefit for us is so much greater. The most fluent and the most eloquent of all of the people in the Arabic language was our Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that's the language of his sunnah. And the sunnah is also revelation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا يَنطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. He doesn't speak from his own desire. It is only a revelation that is revealed. And so the sunnah is revelation, and the wording within the sunnah is the most eloquent Arabic and the most pure Arabic that any person has ever spoken, and that is the Arabic of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again, if we can access that instruction and that guidance and that understanding in its original language, it's going to make a huge difference to our understanding of the religion. And that's why Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, Al-Lughatul Arabiyyatu min ad-Din. He said the Arabic language is a part of our religion. It can't be separated from the religion of Islam. It's an intrinsic part of our religion. Because whatever is needed to fulfill an obligation is also itself an obligation. If you have to pray, you can't pray without wudu. And therefore, wudu becomes an obligation like prayer is an obligation. And likewise, we cannot understand Islam and practice Islam properly without the Arabic language to to whatever extent we can, to a certain extent. And the more we increase in knowledge of the Arabic language, the closer we will be to the Qur'an and the Sunnah. And not only that, but the closer we will be to the scholars and the people of knowledge. And if you were to just look at the number of books that have been written or even translated from Arabic into English, with all the mistakes and the issues that there are and the difficulties with translation, if you look at all the books, the English books don't even represent 5%, not even 2% of the books that are available in the Arabic language. Add to that the confusion in translation, mistakes by the translator, difficult choices of words, concepts that are not conveyed properly, and you can see why it is so important to learn the Arabic language. I think a lot of people appreciate this, but I think that people believe it to be more difficult than it has to be, by the permission of Allah. And Allah is the one who makes things easy. But I think a lot of people feel that it's more difficult than it has to be. And again, a lot of people, the reason this difficulty comes in is primarily because these people are people who are not able to go to an Arabic-speaking country and to immerse themselves in the language for 2 years or 3 years, and then to come back with a good grounding in the language that they can build up to the level of fluency. Because people can't do that, and pretty much almost everyone watching this video, maybe not quite everyone, but almost everyone would identify with that and say, yeah, I'm like that. I couldn't, sort of move myself to an Arabic-speaking country, immerse myself in the language, spend 3 years studying it full time, and come back with a reasonable amount of fluency. So therefore, the feeling is, I can't do it. And to this, we simply reply with the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Ihris ala ma yanfa'uk, wasta'in billah, wa la ta'jiz." He said, be keen for what will benefit you, and seek the help of Allah, and don't ever feel like you can't do something. If Arabic language is what is going to benefit you, if that's what's going to take you from where you are now to a level which is many levels higher in knowledge, and if that's what's going to give you access to the scholars, and if that's what's going to give you access to the Qur'an and to the Sunnah in the true, pure Arabic language that they were revealed in, then ultimately it's something that's going to benefit you. Ask Allah's help. With the help of Allah, you can achieve anything by Allah's permission. And don't feel helpless. Don't feel that I can't do it. Now, from my side as a teacher, my job is to make this journey as easy as possible. And don't get me wrong, it's not an easy journey necessarily, because ultimately everything that is valuable, it requires a certain amount of sacrifice and a certain amount of difficulty. At the same time, it shouldn't be as difficult as many people find it today. And inshallah ta'ala, as we talk about the introduction of this course and we go through some of the introductory videos, I think you're going to see that a lot of, not all of, but a lot of the difficulty in learning Arabic comes from the way that we study it and the way that it's taught. And some of the things that we have in there, or the features that we have in there in terms of learning and teaching Arabic, which make it more difficult than perhaps it should be. And the goal with this course is to start from scratch with a blank piece of paper, and not to presume any prior knowledge of Arabic, not even to presume that you can read and write Arabic properly or pronounce it properly. The goal is not to follow any one previous kind of course, as you may have seen many courses either I've done in the past or courses that are famous like Medina Arabic or Al-Arabiya, Bayna Yadayk. All of these are very famous Arabic courses. But ultimately, we want to benefit from them, we want to learn from them, but we want an approach that suits our students. And that's also another point which I feel is very important as we start out on this introduction, and that is that this course is designed for al-Madrasatul Umariyah. That is, people who are learning online, distance learning, people who typically don't have a full week to dedicate in terms of full-time, but are typically learning most of them part-time, although it can be done full-time. Mostly people who are learning part-time, and people who want to learn Arabic for the purpose of the religion rather than for business, conversation, and so on. Even though those things will be covered, they're not the primary goal of the course. So less attention will be given to them compared to the attention that is given to learning Arabic for the sake of the religion. But the principles you'll learn here, inshallah, I hope will enable you, by the permission of Allah, to learn Arabic in the easiest possible way. And that is ultimately what my goal is as a teacher, for you to learn Arabic in the easiest possible way.